So we are live, my man. So Eric Barstow here at Painting Business Pro, and why don't you introduce yourself, man, and give us a little background on you?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Peruza. I own a painting company out of Newmarket, Ontario. I have two employees, and we mainly do residential repaints, but we do a lot of renovation stuff. And I think our real claim to fame is our connection that we make with our customers. So we try and make it like a family sort of thing, and we spend a great deal of time getting to know our customers and just making them feel comfortable with us being in their home, and finding out what their needs are and their wants are, and kind of working from there.
Got it. And just real quick, man, just so it's easier to watch, is there anywhere you could put the camera so it's not too shaky? Just when you're talking and motioning a little bit, it's nice. Oh, that's perfect, man. That's great. So what can I help you with today? So you're in Ontario, Canada, and those are two employees, like painters employees?
They're two painters. One's been with me for about a year.
Yeah.
And the other one's been with me for about 6 months now, and they're both phenomenal. Like, I couldn't ask for better employees. I think my real setback is the amount of time I'm putting into it. So I don't actually paint myself anymore.
Good.
I will from time to time, just only if I get like a major deadline. That's the only time I can really like immerse myself in the painting and say, I want to get this done. But other than that, every time I go on a job site, I'm either talking too much and slowing down my team, or I'm just getting stressed out about the job. So they get the jobs done, I get the jobs. That's kind of the way it's been going right now. So
Great.
I guess the biggest thing is how much time it's taking from the running around doing quotes and, attracting the business. A lot of it comes from Facebook, but I find a lot of my time is running around trying to find work, and I'm trying to work on some other avenues in business right now. So I'm trying to make it more self-sufficient, so that way I have the time to do that.
Got it. And what are your numbers weekly right now? From leads, estimates, jobs booked, revenue produced?
We're doing about, I want to say about 5,000 in sales a week.
Okay.
Or so between the two employees. And I'm, it varies from week to week. So my real skill is always being able to find work, even at the last minute. Like, we'll completely run out of work. It'll be like a Sunday night, and then somehow, some way, I'll get 3 quotes. I'll close one, and we'll have work for the next 3 weeks. For some reason, the only thing is I keep on running into situations like that where it's like it's a little bit unorganized, and the first day of the job is kind of rushed, and it's a little bit manic because it's like, Sunday we don't have work. Sunday night it's like, okay, we got a job for tomorrow morning. So it's like, hey, here's the address, and I got to run around, pick up all the materials and all that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of where we're at now.
Okay. And remind me, man, do you have the Painting Business Pro course or no?
I haven't paid anything for that.
Okay. So I would definitely recommend checking that out, because I think there's a little bit I'll be able to go through with you, and there's a lot of good stuff I'll point you to on like YouTube and free info, but it's none of that is going to be the depth or the detail as what's in the course. So I would definitely check that out. The first thing I would recommend doing, and my last few YouTube videos have been about this, is you got to get your numbers dialed in.
Yeah.
You got to start with go ahead.
Sorry, we're working on that right now. So we have a new system where actually my employees are doing the hours, and they're doing all the bookkeeping as far as the receipts.
Yep.
I actually have recently taken on, the past few months, a business coach who's a good friend of mine.
Yep.
And he's big on his numbers.
Yep.
Built me budgets and all this wonderful stuff that I'm not following by any means at all, but it's a start. And keeping all the receipts, like that's I've realized that my specialty is the people. So between the employees, I'm a very great leader for them. Working with the customers, they're always extremely happy to work with me. It's the numbers and all the technical parts of the business where I'm not that great.
Yeah, no, it's clear, man. Like, because that's like, there's nothing else I would do with anybody. If I was going to go into a one-on-one coaching engagement with you, there would be nothing else to do until we have mapped out your goals and broken down to weekly numbers. And the numbers I'm referring to is number of leads generated, number of estimates generated, jobs sold, total sales, total produced, and gross profit.
Yeah.
Those are kind of the primary ones. And you've got to start with those. And then the next thing we'd want to look at is we would want to get some revenue produced weekly target so that you can, and then like a 4-week projection where you're starting to actually project out so you never have this last minute stuff happening. Once we have those numbers, then the next thing you got to do is you've got to update them every single week. Because when you so now we're going to know, okay, so for Jonathan's goals, he needs 9 leads a week, 7 estimates done, 3 jobs booked for $10K a week. He's going to need 2 more employees, and we can map that out. And then we can know each week, are you short on leads? Are you short on estimates? Are you short on jobs sold? Like, where do we need to work?
Because the goal is 2 more employees. That's my goal, is to have 2 more employees.
You need 10K a week.
Yeah. So
yeah,
by 2020.
By when?
By 2020, I plan to have 2 more employees.
Yeah, great. And that's very, very reasonable goal. It's 10,000 in sales a week. That's probably 300,000 to 400,000 a year, where you should be able to make 120,000 bucks in profit on that. That's kind of the benchmarks I would be looking for. So I would recommend definitely checking out the last 3 YouTube videos I did. If you just go to the YouTube channel, like those last 3 will really, and there's even a download for like, hey, here's your budget. Here's what you want to map out.
Okay.
And here's the numbers to track. And then I also say, hey, here's the numbers you should be hitting.
Yeah.
And if you're not hitting them, if you're not hitting this one, do this. If you're not hitting this one, do this. If you're not hitting this one, do this.
Yeah.
Now, it sounds like, so that's the first thing, because, you know, in our short amount of time, like, I don't want to dive into that too much, but I think that's, no matter who you are and anyone who's watching this, if you don't have that mapped out, that's always got to be the first step.
Okay.
The second thing is I would recommend looking at the time management videos that I have. There's one called The 4 Rules of Time Management.
Yeah.
Watch that, because you've got to get your time dialed in, and you've got to get it all on paper so you can know where you're inefficient and where to improve efficiency.
Yeah.
And that's where you're going to be like, okay, so here's my business goals.
Yeah.
So how do I hit the marketing one each week? How do I hit the sales one each week? How do I hit production each week? And then you take those actions and put them in your calendar so that your time is aligned with your goals.
Yeah.
That's like the foundation you need.
Okay.
And then you can start being like, okay, cool. Now, how do I hit this marketing target first? Okay, I'm hitting that. Now, how do I hit the sales one? And how do I hit the production one? And basically I need to find some marketing systems that work. So are you using Homestars?
No, I was for a few months, and I wasn't really, like, I got maybe two quotes in the 4 months I used it.
Interesting.
And I just for the amount of money I was putting into it, I think it was
that's really low. Yeah.
A lot of my work comes from word of mouth. I get a ton of work through my local Facebook page. Like, I'm highly, highly recommended on there. A lot of people and since it's free, the next step was going to be doing, so I have a side business that deals a lot with, digital marketing and all that kind of stuff. So they're teaching me how to make proper Facebook ads and all that kind of stuff. That was going to be kind of my next step, but I get a ton of, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, so what you're referring to right now is, like, I think a common issue a lot of people run into is, like, it's good. You should get a lot of work from word of mouth and referrals. You should get, and then your Facebook page or your online presence. That's great. The downside to those is you can't control how much work. It's getting you a lot of work because that's all you're doing right now. You're not doing anything else. So, like, if I wasn't doing door-to-door marketing, yeah, I would get all my work from word of mouth and referrals, but I can't turn the knob on that. I can't be like, oh, I'm getting 10 estimates a week from referrals and word of mouth, and I want 20. Turn the knob. I can't do that. With my Facebook presence, I'm getting whatever I'm getting. I can't, with paid ads, I can't turn the knob. So that's great. The other thing that's really, really useful, see, if you're getting a lot of work from word of mouth and referrals and Facebook, how you can increase those 3 is by getting more customers from somewhere else that turns into more referrals, that turn into more word of mouth, that turn into more reviews online, and then those 3 become even bigger. And so the best thing, like, the fastest way to immediately increase estimates is door-to-door marketing.
Really? You see, the only thing
we generate one of my. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just going to say, one of my companies, just at Foothills, we generate about 35 estimates a week from door to door.
Wow.
With 3 people.
And is that painters doing that, or yes? Who's doing the actual door to door?
We have so we have literally, it's a position, it's a marketing position. Yeah. So we hire like people to go door to door exclusively. Wow. So we have a team of 3. They work 25 hours a week. 5 hours are training, 20 hours are marketing. And in those 60 hours of door knocking, 3 people times 20 hours, they get about 60 to 80 leads a week. And $1,500 for that, roughly. It depends on bonusing and stuff.
Yeah.
But $1,500 for 35 estimates. I mean, we sell $55,000 on that. I mean, we're paying 3 or 4% on marketing costs.
Yeah. That's cheap.
And we generate boatloads of work. And then what we do is then we go and get all this referral word of mouth from that business. And then we start marketing to all the neighbors of the jobs we get. And we get even better door-to-door results when we're painting the neighbor down the street. So you could start by knocking on the doors yourself of the neighbors and around the houses you're painting, or have your painters do it, or at least start dropping flyers and starting to leverage that job site marketing. But again, so there's a lot here, but yeah.
What about putting business cards in the doors? Like we used to call it canvassing.
You can do that, but knock the door. Look, if I go drop 1,000 flyers, I might get 2 phone calls. If I knock 1,000 doors, I'll get about 25 to 40 leads.
Okay.
So if you're going to be walking up to the house to drop a flyer, knock the door, because the results are about 20 times better.
Okay. Perfect.
Yeah. So a couple last things. So I'll let's see. So if you go to my YouTube channel, the most recent videos, it starts with know thy numbers. Yep. I think that's like maybe the image, but the last 3 whiteboard videos I posted, watch those, check out the time management one. And then I go into a lot of detail about door-to-door in the training course I have. So I'll shoot you an email with a link to that, but it would be well worth, it'll go in a lot more detail than everything that's public.
Okay.
Did I lose you?
Sorry, no, I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Oh, there you are.
I don't know.
I'm hearing you.
Can you hear me?
It says my internet connection's on. Yeah, I can hear you now. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Can you hear me, homie?
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, my internet got lagged. Cool.
Okay, so
did you get all that though?
Yeah.
Most recent YouTube videos, time management videos, and I'll email you about the training course.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Sorry we were cut short. Sorry for the miscommunication.
Okay. Well, I'm sure we'll talk again.
Awesome. Was this helpful in the short time we had?
Absolutely, it was.
Okay.
All right, cool. You can hear me? Okay, yeah. Thank you, Eric. Okay.
Yeah, ciao. You got it, man. Have a good rest of your day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. See you, Jonathan. Bye.